bad times. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends. All my friends, all my friends, yeah. All my friends, yeah. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends. I know that you are my friend. We can be the best even at bad times. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends. All my friends, yeah. All my friends, yeah. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends.
Hey, I know that you are my friend.
What
one, y'all?
At bad times.
Hey,
I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends. All my friends, yeah.
Hey,
all my friends,
yeah.
All my friends, yeah. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends. I know that you are my friend. We can be the best even at bad times. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends. All my friends, yeah. All my friends, yeah. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to All My Friends. This is what we do. This is a safe space where I come with my friends. So talk about something a little bit more personal. Um, Today we're talking about addressing America. Um, I know this is a touchy subject most of the time for a lot of people to speak upon their country, but I mean, we all Americans. We all should be able to say what we feel, how we feel, when we feel, and that kind of thing that they applied when they fought to take all this land for us to be here. So we're going to definitely give it a little moment, see who gets on here. I have some good guests coming on who's able to, gut the idea of actually being on this actual life of a country, because it's its own thing. America is known for so many different things now, and we're very populated with very diversity of different things and people, and it keeps growing, and we keep having like a lot of more different functions of a way that American could be and America is, and all these things about America. So today we're going to be talking to some Americans and getting their light on what's going on in their world of the country. Because you never know what people actually think about or what's going on until you ask a question. You know what I'm saying? You never know until you ask. And I've always been a firm believer of that. So that's the reason why I come to ask all the questions and give all the all the responses necessary on this platform so everybody can do what they need to do. So I'm here. Let me do a couple of more of reaching out to just make sure that everything is good. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we held as its twilight lies gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fire for the ramparts we watch was so gallantly seen, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say the Star Spangled Banner yet waves for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ah, you know what? When I was looking at the lyrics to that song when I was learning how to sing it, um, people don't really open their eyes up to see what this is our national anthem. And it is definitely not peachy and cream. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, and that's one thing I love about America is the fact that we're not we're not peachy. Okay, we're not we're not always happy. We're not always. It's hard to say what I want to say, but I mean, at the day, we're fucked up. Point blank period. But we embrace it. We able to change shit in other people's countries. I mean, just let's just be straight funky with it. America don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about America because they give all the fucks of not giving a fuck. And it's so contradicting. It's just like it's like a person with a bad attitude, but they're sexy as fuck. Like, what is your fucking problem? Like, why are you this way? For what? You don't even have no reason to be, but you are, and you you embrace your assness. And I love that about America. We embrace our assness. Now, granted, it's some things I don't like about America, like how they're trying to make America soft. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, why do you feel like America needs to be soft? I mean, if we are number one, we need to be able to be gutter. You trying to what's it, genderize every fucking thing in this fucking world that we live in called America. Because America is its own world, y'all. We have our own world, okay? We have a third world country. We are a first world country, okay? We have our own world, okay? This is a whole lifestyle living that people dream to have and dream to see, even though us Americans see it as like, sometimes I don't want to be here, sometimes I do. Sometimes the shit get on my nerves. Sometimes I be like, maybe I gotta goddamn go move out of country for some crazy ass shit. It varies with the way that we feel about this actual country, and but for the majority of it, we definitely stand proud to who we are, And I'm a proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Woo! But at the end of the day, America has been developing and changing. I'm not against people being more sensitive, but just because we're being sensitive doesn't mean that we have to be sensitive. You know what I'm saying? I could be more sensitive to a situation, but I'm not gonna be sensitive. You know what I'm saying? I'll be sensitive to the situation, but mm, I'm not about to make myself sensitive. I'm a hardcore ass. I don't give a fuck. If you, I feel how I feel, I'm stay what I stay. And I feel like that's 50% of America. We're gonna feel what we feel. We're gonna say what we're gonna say, and we're not gonna give a fuck. But then you have the other ones who like kind of mind their business and stay how to put and stuff like that. I mean, and then it's like variates within the two of the yings and the yangs of America. Um, we're so diverse now. We have so many different cultures here. Like you can literally go somewhere and feel a different country's vibes and aura and culture now because America has provided a big space for being the freedom of being and doing stuff. And as Americans, we don't really see that. I feel like we don't see that in the way of it being so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I know I hear a lot of people always talking about immigration and different people coming to the world. So fucking what? Everybody comes here and they enjoy the fact that we have so many different things that you can do. And they also can go to a spot and get something that their country has. You know what I'm saying? So why not go somewhere where you can get a little bit of everything in here? America, we provide everything that you could think of. You know what I'm saying? Every different person that comes to America, they can find somewhere to make themselves feel a little bit comfortable. Before I get all deep into it, let's do our shots out. Shout out to StreamYard for being able to produce this video. Shout outs to YouTube for also being able to broadcast through them live. I'm going live from Facebook. Shout out to Facebook, all my fans. Thank you. Facebook is really one of the one of the ones that's giving me a lot of my views. I wish it could switch over and be implemented for YouTube and all that stuff, so I could be, one of these big timers, and people probably will want to get on my show a little bit more and all this other good stuff. And then Twitch also, I appreciate Twitch. Twitch is a very good one as well. Uh, Let me get these people on what's the name on my thing. I definitely will be calling. Probably gonna start thinking about calling people in that are my friends and where they can be sheltered and secluded. Okay. All right. One second. Okay. So I'll probably be calling in and asking questions. Talking to people, asking them for questions real quick. Let me see. Okay. Let's see if I can get somebody to explain this first question, and then we're gonna get into it. Hopefully, I can hear very well. I'm not sure if they're gonna answer. Let's see if I can get them on here. Okay. So they weren't able to answer. So let me see if I can get somebody else on there. So basically, we're doing something new now where I was going to be phoning in people to also ask questions and stuff. So let me see if I can get somebody on here real quick. Let's see what happens. Maybe. Um, they hung up. Let me try again. See if that works. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see. What else can I do? Let me see if I can get one of my greats on here. See if I get one of my greats on here. If I get one of my greats on here, then that'll work too. No, because I did not let anybody know. I'm pretty sure this is a big reason why these people are just answering the phone. They're like, "What? What? What are you doing? Why are you calling me out of the blue?" You know. But for me, just continue on. I really think that us as Americans, we tend to forget our role and being a part of this life. You know what I'm saying? I forget, like we don't understand a lot of times being able to. Walk one. Hey, how you doing? I'm on my show, All My Friends, and I know I would ask you to get on the show, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But I do have an actual question for you to answer if you can. They can hear you. If you want to say hello. I'll jump on real quick. I'm driving, but I'm literally parked at Walmart right now, so it's perfect that you just called. Okay. You know how I like me. Yeah, you already know. You already know. So the question that I have for you to ask, sir, is describe an everyday American. Don't I supposed to tap into the live? Yeah, you can. You can tap into that if you want to. If you want to just go ahead and jump in, you can. So I said, I'll tap in real quick. Okay. Yeah, that works. Alright. Draylon and said he's driving, so I'm about to call him. I'm about to call him too. Yeah, he was driving, so I'm about to call him on what's the name, and then have him answer the question over the phone. Since everybody can hear now, since I have it where I can do call-ins. Yeah. So I mean, you can jump in on there, and then I'll call him once I get off the phone with you. All right. All right, y'all. So that was somebody was about to jump in. That's great. Yeah, so. Okay. All right. So okay. Y'all. So obviously, it is a big thing, and which I already knew was gonna be an issue tonight because of us addressing America. A lot of people are scared of America. A lot of people are scared of America. A lot of Americans are scared of America. I don't understand why they're so scared of America because I mean, at the end of the day, we're made up of this shit. So I don't get why they be so afraid to address their opinion upon American stuff. And I mean, the questions that I have tonight aren't anything too controversy, but it is something that makes people realize like how they honestly feel about America. Things that people might just slide away from, or something that I might say today might help somebody think a little bit better about how they feel or how they go about their day and how they represent themselves in for as American. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we shouldn't be called. I mean, it's just me, so don't beat me up, y'all. We shouldn't be called from our race. We should all just be Americans. I mean, the British don't go off and say when we see British people, we just say they're British. we don't. We don't say they're Black British. We don't say they're White British. We don't say they're Chinese British. We just say, oh, you're British. Okay. Or oh, you're English. Or you're Chinese and stuff like that. I mean, a Blackanese person you rarely see, but they do have different races there. But you don't hear them dividing it amongst people when we're going to. I feel like as us being America, regardless of who we are, Indian American, Asian American, Black American, Caucasian American, any reason of that, we're still American. I feel like, and that kind of like helps it be more unified by not describing what kind of American it is. It shouldn't matter what kind of American it is. I feel like when they put that type of stuff on, one second, y'all. Um, hey, how you doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing, nothing. Over here on my talk show, all my friends, and we're talking about addressing America. And I was just wondering if you want to ask a couple questions. I'm gonna answer a couple questions.
Sure. And good afternoon, world.
Do you want to introduce yourself, or do you want to stay anonymous?
DJ King K on the East Side of Atlanta.
Yes, East Side, East Side. You.
The far part east.
Yeah, the far east. So, the first question that I do have for today is describe an everyday American.
Oh, that is undefined.
Undefined. Why is it undefined?
Fine, because I mean there's no truth behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Because how we define it, what white people stand for,
I mean, honestly, it's more so what you
or
or what you
or
prefer. Yeah.
heterosexuals. I mean, but how there's no set define.
Yeah. I mean, because of I feel like because of the different variations of Americans, it's still a way to describe everyday American. Everyday American is a person that lives in America who gets up and and have to deal with like the shit that goes on in America. Technically,
So in other words, what do I define as what's comfortable living for me?
yeah.
There we go. Comfortable living for me is make sure that you work, have the money to live, plus do what you like to do.
Yeah.
Which is like I like to travel. I'm not even sitting in fashion, but I like electronic gadgets. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I could go to the flea market on National and give me an outfit and still look nice. Because I don't. For me, I'm not going to try to impress somebody who doesn't like me anyway.
Right.
So why would I go just spend $2,000-$3,000, or $600-$700 on a label, and I can still look good with the same outfit knockoff for $20-$30? At the discount mall.
Yeah. And an everyday American is not to 10 cheap, y'all. If people don't realize, Americans are cheap. They do not want to spend all that money. Like this shit that you see on TV, people don't normally. Yeah.
I'm gonna steal it, but or they will. But again, you're best people who don't like
you. Yeah. Because they
it's
definitely
like,
don't. Okay.
I don't want to. Oh, he got Gucci on because I don't care.
Okay, I don't care that you got Gucci on.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know you.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's basically like what it is. Like, I mean, a lot of people don't know. Like, a lot of people, the stuff that you see on TV is not the everyday American. Like, people don't get that. I feel like a lot of people really think that everybody's like this on TV, so they try to be like that. So I feel like there's a lot of fake American actions now due to television. But a lot of people aren't like those. People really are naturally not like that in America. Like, this is not what the fuck we are. This is not what we stand for. This is some shit that they don't put on TV and trying to get everybody to do now.
I mean, foreign cars now. I mean, Tesla. I mean, I do. Let me get Tesla. Electric, no gas. But,
oh my goodness.
People get like the fancy BMW, Mercedes. Again, that don't do nothing. I mean, I do have a like. I'm not like something new. You know what I'm saying? Again, it goes along with the gadget part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like my Android Auto because I like music. So you know how like something where I just hook my phone up to it and it kind of goes to the screen to make it easy for me to drive. But like far as like you know what I'm saying, I don't have a Kia or even like Chevrolet. You know what I'm saying? You know, having a high end car. You know what I'm saying? And for it to break down, I can get it afford to get it fixed. It's just dumb to me. But don't get me wrong. Like I said, if that's something that you like, and that's what like I said, fine. You know what I'm saying? If you got the money to pay for it, fine. Cool. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want, because that's what you go to work for, and you get it for you, that's fine. But for you to go get it to impress others, that's just stupid.
Right, exactly. I mean, honestly, I feel like when it comes, and then I just heard that recently that I think 2030 something, all cars will no longer run off of gas anymore.
So, what would you gonna do?
Right. I mean, honestly, I honestly don't know. I really don't. All right. Well, thank you so much for answering that question. Give me a second. I will call you back.
Absolutely. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful and blessed Sunday. And you guys keep it blessed.
Thank you. Oh, you're at the game. Look at you, American. We're talking about America. I'm on my podcast right now. You can say hey to everybody. Are you there? Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye. Okay. All right. But see, and that's another thing. Like he said, he was explaining like what technically is an American. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we really describe American? That's the reason why I asked this question, because how can we actually and physically and truly um, describe America? There's really no way. Um, hold on. One second, y'all. Let me just get my snizzit together. All right. Hello, how you doing?
Hey.
Wagwan.
What's going on?
Nothing. Over here, about to try to get this video uploaded so people can watch it. Hold on 1 second. Damn it. Okay. But yeah, so the question that I have right now is describe an everyday American. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, you can. Why you're on here, because I'm on live right now. I was trying to get something taken care of real quick.
Yeah, man. You just got to go by the name of Draymond. You know what I'm saying? Keep it discreet.
Okay. Okay. And then let me just name. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So the question is, once again, let me go back to y'all gotta forgive me. I'll be doing too much moving. Okay. So the question is, describe an everyday American in your eyes.
Everyday American. A worker bee.
I like that answer.
A consumer. You know, liberal, so-called. The illusion of being liberal. That I would say that's the average. That on average.
Yeah. show. Welcome to the show. Like I like that. Work peace definitely is a good way I to describe America because I mean that's what we all do. We get up, we go to work, do this shit, go do this, gotta do something for the bigger person. We don't know who the fuck the queen bee is though. I mean we don't know who the fuck we working for. I mean I guess the quote unquote the man. That's the queen bee if you think about it. Also consumers, yes. I mean we spend money so much. We always spend money. Money is always being spent.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah. That's like, oh, hold on, what? Hold on. Oh yeah, there was a lot of people calling. Uh, okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so now I have another. The next question I do have that is, why do we feel like America is free?
Why?
Oh,
Because we were paid to think so.
we're
I think
paid.
we were paid to think so.
You think we're paid to think so? I mean that's a way. That's a way to say it. But I mean, why? How will we be paid to think so?
Uh, it's a unanimous decision. I mean, the people that you know, these different companies and corporations and government entities, they propagate everything.
Yeah. Well, technically,
They have
in my honesty of what's saying, I don't feel like they probably paid people to be free, but they put the idea that we are free. And I get what you're saying about that. Like they do pay people to put that idea in to show some type of way of being free, but technically it's being controlled. So how can I be free if I'm being controlled? Because technically what free actually means is to be able to do without being any type of construction or confinedness or you know what I'm saying, just to be able to just be open and to just do. And that's not something that we actually can do. But I mean we do feel like we're free. Um
uh,
what was that, Uncle?
yeah, we have it about.
Oh, okay. He can hear me?
Hold on. I can hear you now.
Uncle, I need you to answer a question. I'm on my talk show, all my friends, and I wanted to know, why do you feel like America is free?
I feel like freer than most places, so
Yeah.
it would be the one to choose for me.
Okay. All right.
We still have a lot of things going on that could be better, but we're better than most places you would choose to go or live. So
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that because a lot of places I be looking at on TV and all the stuff that they be having going on and cutting each other necks open and dictatorship and
right.
like, come on, man. I mean, we have a little dictatorship with the shit that they hide from, and we don't really know because I feel like if you don't know, then you can't say it's going on, and that's how America kind of do it. They don't tell us, so it won't be put in the iframe like, okay, y'all, but honestly, I got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. I'm sorry. It's like this is my first time having all this technology going on on this show, and I got here. But Kay, would you want to shed light on why you feel like America is free? Wagwan Cortez.
Oh, I won.
Yeah. Oh,
I
I
got.
just heard. Shit. Um,
Americans, it is a case by case
Uh-huh.
situation.
I'm gonna hit you right back.
Okay. You said what now?
It's a case by case situation.
Yeah, yeah. I can get that too. I mean, but I mean, why would you say America is free? If you would say that.
You have the freedom of choice. You have
Hmm.
freedom per rights. It's okay to be yourself. It's not okay. You can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
like in Georgia, you can't go buy a beer overnight, but you go cross state lines again. You don't have that type of
Yeah.
freedom,
Yeah. You have certain levels
and it
to
breaks
it.
down to uh community level. You know what I'm saying? In some neighborhoods, you can't have all that riffraff going on at two,
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning. But in certain places, it's okay.
But technically, just to stop you right there, you can. See, and that's one thing I always have to try to let people know. You can do it, but yes, you're gonna have to deal with other
The
people having
consequences.
the freedom to express how they feel about the situation or to take certain things in their hand. Because when you think about freedom, it's not just I'm free to do whatever I want to do. It means I'm free to do whatever I want to do, but I'm also everybody else is also free to react. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Absolutely.
you can't you can't look at free and one like you say like it's a case by case because you can't look at freedom as just one thing. Just like I'm not able to do everything I want to do. The reason why you're not able to do what you want to do because everybody else get to do what they want to do, and what they want to do might interact with what you're trying to do, and some things you just can't do because it's not people are not going to allow it for the fuck up what their freedom is in their life, and that's why I feel like a lot of people think America is free because we are able to do what the hell we want to do and how the hell we want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's going to be consequences with it, but we're still able to. One quarter. So, how do you feel about the question? Why do you feel like America is free?
Wagwan, wagwan. Well, see, me, I don't feel like America is free because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, everything is a limitation on everything.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like he was saying earlier, like, yeah, you could buy liquor here or buy liquor there, but the places that you buying that bootlegs and shit like that, that's illegal. So it's not really for us to really do. We're just doing it.
All right,
You feel
we're
me?
just doing it. Yeah,
But we're not free at all. Like we get incarcerated and shit just for goddamn a traffic ticket, anything. You feel me? Like it's so much that
hmm
goes along.
right,
We subjected to work 9 to 5s to goddamn build these motherfuckers up. And we already owe money. Like we are like shit is tied to our social security. Like you see what I'm saying? It's
right,
stuff that they supposed to give us already. So it's a lot that's like you know what I'm saying? America is a
yeah,
corporation. It's a business,
yeah.
and
It's a whole
we're
business.
products.
Yeah,
We're products of the environment. So shit, our social security is a barcode. That's why we take up
yeah,
trades and shit like that. We trade in ourselves for value, for money, for interest rate. So, and saying that, how could we be free? We living in a system is like what I'm saying, like, so America being free, no, but having peace, I think that's what true freedom is, just having an inner peace, what no matter the circumstances. Mm,
exactly. Uh, okay. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so my take on it once again, yes, I don't feel like America is free. I do feel like we subject to have our own freedom of things that we
exactly.
deal with in our own
Right.
personal lives. We are free to be a humankind. We are free to be a normal spirit in a person. You know what I'm saying? We are able to have our who we are. We are able to be who we are.
Hmm.
Are we able to do whatever we want to do? Yes, we are because we are human beings and we're able to. Nobody can tell me how to move, how to talk, how to move
Exactly.
and walk. But we also have to deal with the abiding by law. And because we have law, we can never actually possibly be 100% free.
Exactly. It's something that's putting a limitation on it. It's like putting a hat on. Your hair ain't gonna be
Right.
able to show all the way.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so the next question I have is, if you was president, what action would you take on and change? And of course, why?
You said if I was what?
If you was president, what action would you take on and change and why?
Mm. Honestly, I can't. I'm not going to be able to give the most honest opinion on that, not because I'm not in that situation or that state of mind, but I
Mm-hmm.
can give you from where I'm at right now, my perspective right now. Just wanted to say that before I say
Mm-hmm.
anything, because that don't,
Right.
everything changes, you grow, everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as far as right now, like, and that's being the president, so knowing that they don't really like everything still. What would I try to change? Because it's like
Yeah.
I can't. I don't have that actual control.
Yeah.
To
That's why I said,
like
what
just to,
action would you take
yeah.
on and change?
Okay,
Yeah.
to try to yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would definitely try to make them double down on more stuff like instead of trying to fund the war on drugs, like you could fund the war on like child brutality, kidnappings, and all that type of shit. Like it's a whole
Right.
bunch of things that's going on that's real fucked up. It's children getting
Mm-hmm.
abducted every day. Shit, right here in Gwinnett, goddamn two girls that fucking got kidnapped or lost or wherever this summer,
Mm-hmm.
they still never been found. You know what I'm saying? But nobody ain't talking about that. They ain't going hard about that. But they talking
Yeah.
about these
And
niggas
never
that's
going
trying to
about it.
feed their family and shit like that. So it don't make
Yeah.
sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? But shit like that, and especially like serial killers, people that's just like super super. I believe those the type of people that incarceration is supposed to be for. So I try to
Yeah.
get that switched around, like as far as how they
Mm-hmm.
operating it. You know what I'm saying?
Changing the demeanor or the duration of who's really getting incarcerated and what they're focusing their mind on actually putting people in jail. Because I get what you're saying. That's a big thing. Like they focus on the wrong reasons to lock people up, and then they take
Yeah,
all this time by putting all these people in jail when y'all should be using that same time that we're paying out of our tax money for y'all to go out here and find these missing kids and all this stuff like that, and find the shit that actually means something, that's actually causing America to be
exactly,
corrupted,
exactly, and that's what they
instead of
ain't
trying
gonna
to
put
fight
that
for
effort
just
into.
skin tone.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
And
And that.
and shit, and it's deeper than that. Just minorities in general. They don't care about their own if they, you feel me, operating like us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They don't. I mean, honestly, and then and when it comes to even just speaking into it or the law and stuff like that, a lot of the law is dirty. So I mean, if you really want to just get into it, like, y'all dirty as fuck
But
anyway. And not that you're a dirty cop because you're probably dealing with illegal activity, but you do illegal
mm,
things above the means of the law, and you use the law in illegal
yeah,
actions towards people. Therefore, that makes you a dirty cop. 'Cause I know a lot of people argue with me about that, but that makes you a dirty cop as well. If
yeah,
you actually are using your power for the wrong. And you're here to protect
yeah,
us. You're not here to fucking kill us. You're not here to always want to lock us up. The first thing in your mind, it don't need to be lock them up and charge them with some shit that they don't even
yeah,
have, that doesn't even apply to what's going on,
exactly.
and
And
let them
then you
fight
want
it in court.
right. Then you want to always threaten and antagonize people. You trying to, buck at people, talk your shit, get loud and shit like that.
Mhm.
And that type of shit, like you said, if y'all supposed to be here to protect, then shit, it seems like y'all want to fight. Shit, if that's the case, let us
Mhm.
fight. Nigga, I'll beat your ass real
Yeah,
quick. Like, yeah, shit, trust me.
you know what?
Like, if you gonna let me go,
And
shit,
let
okay.
me drop the
Uh,
question just for a sidebar, because I do feel like that was a big question that I did want to ask, but I tried to share away from it. I said we just bring it up in the conversation. But when it comes to police brutality, why the fuck it's a double standard? Like, I can't come if I feel offended that how a police officer coming at me, I cannot defend myself without having to
exactly,
be charged with something. So how are they able to defend themselves and not get charged? That don't make
exactly.
sense. Like, it don't make
And
sense. We're both humans and we're both American.
right, and everybody should be in a defense mode, being that it's police killings. This ain't just starting in 2020s, of
Yeah,
course. Since the
right. This
beginning of
ain't
the time,
something
this
about
shit,
that. It was
yeah,
working.
yeah,
Shit.
it just what they want to broadcast. But
Yeah.
like shit, there's plenty of procedures, like you said, that makes them crooked cops, anyways. And then the whole system is built off
Mhm.
crooked shit. They everything that we know how to
Yeah.
do is what they taught us. They put the
Yeah.
drugs, guns all out here. That's why the neighborhoods was nice at first. Remember, everybody back in the days,
Mhm.
it was beautiful neighborhoods. They put the
Mhm.
shit out there. They put the
Yeah.
guns out there and shit like that. Like, and then the gangs only became gangs to goddamn protect the communities. So
Right.
even though, and I ain't even in no game, but just speaking on it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just
Right.
and so and they attack the gangs,
And, and,
which
and
and
so,
then the
yeah, and
gangs,
then
of
now
course,
they done
they
corrupted that.
yeah, now the gangs corrupted from what they really supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So
And I was just
like
talking to
it
somebody
just
about that, about the gang stuff, because I was like telling them like, how do you know that the government, or well, I'm not going to speak on that, but how you not know that they did not influence the people to start attacking each other? Because in the beginning, it wasn't that. So all of a sudden, it just became that way. And now that's just what people think about gangs, and it's just how they perceive shit in this mindset of people to make people think that this is the way to go, or this is the way it is, and this is what gangs is. Because honestly, a lot of people that's in the gang, and they have not did a lot of the shit that they say that people do in gang related situations. They don't look like
yeah,
that. They actually got a job now, because then they just because
yeah,
they in the gang don't mean that they all out here in the street selling drugs. Don't mean all that
uh,
stuff. That was a
exactly,
brotherhood that
exactly,
y'all are changing, and y'all got these little
uh,
young ass kids joining these gangs thinking that shit just supposed to be, oh, I gotta go out here and I gotta be this hardcore ass nigga. No, that was for protection, to protect you when nobody else had your back.
exactly. And then the Mexican community, they was the first gangs. They was fucking over the black people and shit like that. So that's why they had to come together and shit like that. And like you said, divide and conquer. That's the way of the world. That shit is way deeper. They manipulate us to be having this conversation right now, nigga. That's how deep it is.
Yeah,
Like, but
right.
we just waking up to it to be able to overcome. You know what I'm saying? But we
Mhm.
still doing part of their system. They got it mapped out for every type of motherfucker there is on earth. Yeah,
Yeah,
to
right.
so something to try to fuck with your brain to manipulate you to, you feel me,
Want to
operate a
act?
certain way.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. So, the question that I have was, if you was president, what action would you take on and change?
Oh, that's for me. Nah, you
That's
just
for
asked me that, right? Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, for Keon. Keon.
And I'm finna go, cause I'm finna get back to
Okay.
driving.
All right.
Finna come to the car.
All right.
Love you in a
Okay.
minute.
All right. Love you too.
Uh,
All right, y'all. Y'all give up for my cousin for coming and showing his ass. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? So why we waiting for my guest to come back? If I was president, I feel like I would do a lot of changing the one thing I really want to change. hmm The one thing I really want to change is the prison system, and how they do this. Because honestly, y'all, I feel like so many, so many, so many, so many people get wrongly evicted, wrongly persecuted, wrongly having situations that they deal with that they shouldn't have to be in jail. I've went to jail and I realized that it's not just the majority of the people in jail are innocent. Number one, majority of the people in jail are being wrongly accused for things that they should not be. It should not be that serious. You know what I'm saying? And I get that y'all want some name, but it's not about justice anymore with that. So I would definitely fight for that. it's not about justice anymore. And that's the thing that bothers me. It's not about justice. It's more so about the fact that these people want money from you. That's all. They want money. They're getting money to store you in there. They're getting all this type of bread and foundation for them to build these buildings that people don't give a fuck about. We don't give a fuck about the building being bigger and better. This shit ain't doing nothing but just wasting space. Put that time and that money back into something that makes sense. I feel like I would work on I would work on being more persistent of utilizing people in jail for more than just being there. Because then you're turning these people to animals and you're not giving them a chance to come out and do anything with their lives. Give them something to do in there. Give them something to do that makes sense for America. If you can't make sense for America, then why the fuck are you doing it? And that's my whole slogan if I was a president. If you ain't doing something for America, then why the fuck are we doing it? If it ain't make sense for America, then why are we doing this? Does this make sense for America? Is this something that makes sense? You're prisoning these people and you're treating them like animals, feeding them bullshit, not giving them no type of skillment to be better. You're locking up 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds and 18-year-olds and all this stuff, and you're not giving them a mentality to set themselves to a better person. You're making them feel like they're going to be lesser than themselves when they get out of the situation. Then you expect for them to come out and try to do better. That doesn't make sense. Like that doesn't make sense at all. And I don't understand how that this system has been going on like this for so long, and we know about it now, and it still has not been stopped. Like, why aren't these prisoners going out here growing food because we don't have enough of it? Why are they not out here using all that land that they got with fields that they're not even barely letting people walk around on, or better yet, even smelling the air of the jail? I mean, and why aren't they building places for people to store meat and all this stuff like that, to grow stuff, to big clothes, so we don't have to keep going overseas to buy stuff? Why are we have more jails than we have anything else, and we don't not utilizing these things to make it better, make America for a better one? I mean, honestly, they're jail, so of course you don't have to worry about paying them. You got free employment right there, all that good free labor that you're using. You letting these dudes sit around, kill each other, and stank up a fucking building. That doesn't even make sense. Please tell me, what sense does that make? These men, these men out here could be building all these roads that we have. We have so many bumpy roads on the road. Can you have them fix those instead of up in jail and you feeding them every day with the money that we giving you? No. Let it be useful. Let's make sense of some shit one day. Can we make some sense of this? Yeah, I'm sorry, I got a little up there, but you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. As me being a president, that would be something I would do. Another thing is, I honestly feel like, even though they might get mad at me, and I honestly don't care at this point, I don't care because I'm gonna state it anyway. Um, like when it comes to things that conflict America, America should be voted on. Just like when we vote for a president, which I feel like is unnecessary because he doesn't even really make the rules for real. He has people higher than him tell him what the fuck to do, and he just doing it. Yeah, I feel like if we get rid of that and we have a complete democracy where everything that goes on in this motherfucker we vote on, like how we go vote every year, I mean every 4 years for what's the name, we can go vote for if this right needs to be changed. Like if this needs to be okay. If this is okay, what the fuck we need motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about everybody to talk about everybody? How the fuck you gonna speak for 7 million motherfucking people if you ain't 7 million motherfucking people? They don't make sense. Not saying that America only has 7 million people, y'all. Don't try to be technical with me because I'm talking about this shit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying one person cannot speak for 7 million people. Let 7 million people speak for 7 million people. Let people have their own voice, because yes, shit might change, shit might be right. We might not like some things that vote, but one thing we can say is this is what America felt. This is what America felt needed to be right. This is what America felt, because I bet you 9 times out of 10, if we would have voted on that damn abortion shit, it probably wouldn't be here. Why? Because most of America probably didn't fuck with that. They probably didn't want to just cut it off. Because hell, you can't tell somebody what to do with their body. You can't tell people what to do with their body. You can't make a person not want to be. Like that doesn't make sense. Come on now. You can't make me be, you can't make me have a baby that I didn't even fucking want, that I didn't even know about. I got raped and had a baby now. I mean, have a nigga who raped me, baby, in my stomach, and I can't get rid of him because I ain't know. You got me fucked up. You know what? But we're moving on. Moving on, moving on, moving on. Okay. So I'll have no guests on here. If you are watching, you're more than able to please respond to these questions and get your alarm right on it. I will do a phone call and see if I can get in touch with somebody real quick and see if they would like to answer this question. And y'all just give me a second. Okay. Let me see if I can get somebody on here, y'all. 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Mhm. Okay, so me honestly, personally, while we're waiting, I've heard a lot of stories about this two situations of people trying to take this away from us, which is something that just doesn't make sense. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. I'm over here on my podcast right now, doing my talk show, and we're talking about dressing America, and I wanted to know if you wanted to answer a question that I have. I mean,
Sure.
sure. All right. Would you like to be anonymous, or would you like to state who you are? Okay. So, anonymous person. The question is, what's your take on the rights to bear arms and freedom of speech?
So, my take on the right to bear arms. I personally, I personally, I personally don't want a gun, but I do feel like it is a safety thing. I feel like if too many people bear guns, then I feel like obviously it's going to be an issue. I feel like if nobody started off with guns, then there wouldn't have been an issue as far as violence. So I'm kind of against, the whole gun situation. But seeing the way that the world is being set up and Uber drivers and Instacart drivers and just random people just being harmed for no reason, I feel like I need one. I don't want one, but I feel like I do need one. And what was the other question?
It was freedom of speech. But before we get into that, so how would you feel if they were going to try to take away that right to bear arms? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
You would be okay with it?
Yeah, because I don't have one, so it wouldn't affect me.
But my thing is, you wouldn't be able to get one either. So the people who already have one already have one. So if it was anything that went down, they already got one. I mean, you don't have the right no more to do it. But if I already got it, I already got it. So you not having it would be like, okay, let's just say they purged it now and they took it away. Now you're not able to do anything because
there's other ways to protect yourself.
I mean, it is other ways to protect yourself. So you're right.
So I mean, like I said, if they were to take it away, I wouldn't care. It's like I said, I don't have one now, and I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't really have aspirations to get one. So, like I said, it really wouldn't matter if they did or if they didn't.
Okay. And so then, what about the freedom of speech?
Freedom of speech. What about it?
What's your take on it?
I don't know. I mean, shit, freedom of speech is just being able to say what you feel and not be subjected to a consequence behind it.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like people overuse the freedom of speech?
There's no such thing as overusing the right of freedom of speech, because I feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called a freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You might not agree with it, but that doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying, it's not how I feel. And I don't want people to ever feel like what I say, like, because I know that's a big issue for me where I might say something and you might not like it. So it'll just suck everything, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Because I mean, honestly, I know when it comes to freedom of speech, a lot of people mistake disrespect as not being freedom of speech, but it is. Like, I mean, I should have the right to say what I like to say, I want to say. So if I disrespect you, then I have the right to do that because I have the right to do this. And
right. It's just all about the person, I guess, who on the other end is receiving it. And if they get offended, they just get offended. Get over it. Like, it's freedom of fucking speech.
Yeah.
If I can't tell you how I feel, then what's the point?
Right.
And opening my mouth.
Exactly.
If I can't tell you how I feel. If you make me feel uncomfortable, I'm going to voice how I feel. That's a freedom of speech. Now, when it gets to a point where I'm telling you how I feel, and then I feel like I can't tell you how I feel, then I feel like you've taken my speech away, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where I can't even, now it's like, I don't even want to tell you how I feel, because I already know how it's going to go. I know it's going to be an argument behind it. And it's just like, what's the point?
Right, exactly. We were talking about...
Yeah. Because he's trying to interview me for his podcast. It's throwing me off.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw you off. I thank you so much for answering the question, though. I mean, you more than welcome to stay and answering more questions if you would like to.
I got to get dressed.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for doing.
You
gave me one answer. There's only one question.
I gave you two.
That was one question. That's one question, though. That was one question. That was definitely one question.
That is two.
I mean, it was a two-part question, but yes, it was definitely one. Yeah, definitely was.
So you see how it was two, right?
I could see how it was two, but see, my freedom of speech says it was one. So
because freedom of speech is one, and then gun is two.
Well, yeah, but it's what is your take on right to bear arms and freedom of speech? You supposed to give two takes anyway. So I mean, technically, you answer one question. But I thank you so much for answering that one question.
I'm so difficult. Two questions, but you're welcome.
Okay, I mean, you have the right to be. You're American. Americans are difficult.
You know, I'm difficult.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. You want to say bye to my crowd?
Bye.
All right. Okay, that's great. That's great. That's great. Now, let me see if I can get somebody else on here to answer the next following question. I love this. Like, this new way of me interacting with people is so good. And it's a lot, though. I mean, I'm not to get used to it. I'm not used to it. As you see, y'all, I'm not really used to it. But I'm getting used to it. And back to what you were saying, Brie Carter. Yes, most of them need to be in jail themselves. A lot of the police or the security armors of the world, a lot of the head chiefs of security, basically I just say security. A lot of them do need to probably be in jail because of the fact that they probably killed more people than people who actually murder. They're kind of sick serial killers if we're going to get down to it. Yeah, they try to say it's protecting the United States, but in a way, when you're killing Americans, there's really no validation for killing your own kind. Don't feel like I would validate any reason of killing another kind, especially if you're throwing people in jail for doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm not gonna kill. I mean, you're not able to kill anybody, and we're not gonna allow you to have self defense, but we can go defend because we're giving permission by another human that's American. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's very confusing and it's contradicting, but I mean, that's America. I mean, you just have to love it or hate it. So moving on to the next one. Let me see if I can get somebody to answer this phone. See if I can get somebody on the phone to answer this next question, you guys. And we will get on the way. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. This is this is PK from All My Friends. I'm on my TV show, and and I want you to answer a question for me. Would you mind?
Yeah, what?
I'm on my talk show, and I wanted you to answer a question for me. We're talking about addressing America. Would you mind answering the question?
If that was the question.
I haven't said the question. Do you want to stay anonymous, or would you like to introduce yourself? Okay, so we have another anonymous out here, and the question is, why do you feel like it's important to know their rights?
Okay, right.
No, to know your rights, like to know your rights. Why do you feel like the world is it's important for the world to know their rights?
Uh, Or to know, I guess to know, talking about government question. Uh,
I mean, why is it important for you to know your rights?
it's just important to know, what when it comes down to you said, you have the right to do this, you have the right to do that. Nobody can ever come against you. It's always better to know,
It is
be
always better
knowledgeable
to
of
know.
everything.
I agree.
Before anything, just like they say, some jobs are, but it's always important to know something. You just be knowledgeable of something. That way you can stand 10 toes down when you're coming up against something or somebody's coming at you with sideways law, this law, that law. If you don't know no better, how can you do that?
Exactly. I mean, that's a good way to say that. If you don't know better, how could you do better? So I mean, that is a good reason to know your rights. But another a good important reason why I feel like people should know their rights is because the way that the system is set up, they will play off of what your knowledge is to what they can do to you, and they feel like you don't know what's going on with what you have going on. America will give you whatever the fuck that you're gonna accept, and because of you knowing your knowledge of your rights and stuff like that, you're able to manipulate a situation a little bit better because if you knew your rights, then that means you're looking into your laws. And when you look into laws, it's always a counter law that slides in with an actual law. So, I mean, that's how people get away with murder. That's how people get away with all types of crimes and convictions and stuff because they knew what was going on. They paid a lawyer to get them out, but then I also know people who's actually like fought for themselves and with their own representative, and they got out of something because they knew what they were talking about. So it's very important to know what your rights really is because of the fact that you can get pulled over from a police officer just for example, and they can just come in your stuff and just start a lot and just put you on the handcuffs. and the church searching your car, and they're not able to do that. And for anybody who out there, they're not able to do that. You don't have to do anything unless it is something like if you got pulled over and they're not explaining to you why you was pulled over. You honestly don't have to. You can wait for whatever situation is and stay in your car, not get out because you need to tell me why you pulled me over. I'm not just getting out the car because you're a police officer. You're still a human. You need to go by your actual rules of what you're supposed to be doing. Because when they pull you over, they should let you know by within those 3 seconds of you rolling the window down why they pulled you over. There should be no reason why they're not telling you why they pulled you over. Especially if you don't know why they pulled you over. I need to know. So therefore, and then also they're not able to check your car unless they ask you. If they're in there searching in your car and you're in handcuffs and they ain't said nothing to you, you actually go, they are breaking the rules. They're not supposed to do that. Unless they have probable cause, and probable cause is a weapon being kind of concealed, or they smell drugs or something like that. But if you know that your car don't smell like drugs, and you damn sure know you ain't got a weapon in your car, it should be no reason why you all up in my car. So it's the reason why people should know their rights, so they won't get fucked over in this world. Because if they feel like you don't know or you don't say something, then you can't do nothing. Because you have to remember that they also have cameras on them. They have cameras on them. So therefore, when you start showing that you know what's going on and your rights, then they have to start abiding. Because if you don't, then it's not going to show up. And that's just one thing I feel like personally. Hi, how you doing, Lachey? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So the question today we're talking about addressing America, and the question right now is why do you feel like it's important to know their rights? Well, your rights, obviously. Let me change that.
Okay, so why is it important to know their rights?
Let me get rid of this. Change it to this one because it makes more sense. All right. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll put it back on here. There we go.
Or why do you feel it is important to know your rights? Well, I feel like it is important to know your rights because if not, then people will just take advantage of you. Um,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
of course, not knowing your rights could put you in a position like some. I know they say like ignorance does not excuse like you not knowing certain things. But yeah, I feel like it's very important for people to know their rights simply because a lot of people are taken advantage of. Some people are incarcerated due to the ignorance of not knowing their rights as U.S. citizens, and I feel like a lot of people have been unjustly prosecuted because of not knowing their rights. So yeah, I feel like it's very important for those reasons.
Yeah, and I agree. I just was saying that right before what's the name you had on. Ken, I don't know if you want to stay on or not. You're more than welcome to. Um, for the next.
I'll drop off.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show. I appreciate you. All right. You have a good one. So I'm doing something new now, where I'm doing phone calls also in on the spot guests. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm doing on the spot phone calls as well, and when I don't have any guests on the actual thing. But we can move on. Thank you so much for coming in and kind of saying exactly what I said. But you just said it a little bit more less aggressive, so that kind of makes sense. Next question is: what are some things that America does that makes us riot or and protest? It's on you
What
now,
are some
Lachey.
things? You said it's on me.
Yeah.
What are some things that America does that make us riot and protest? I would say basically how they make it seem as though the cops don't have to abide by any laws. Like whenever they can go and beat someone near death that's unarmed, that's not a threat. People who are, I guess, tired of dealing with the same situation year after year, like being overlooked, where it feels like no matter how much they cry and they reach out to the city officials and the government um, to address certain situations. I feel like as soon as people have had enough, that's when they start to protest and riot. When they want to change, when they're not being heard, when they feel like their voices matter, but nobody is really willing to take them into consideration and see what it is that they want to change. So I feel like those are some of the reasons, as well as like when some people are unjustly killed, like when those, like when we had the Black Lives Matter movements,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like those were some good reasons, but at the same time, I felt like it's almost like a fake type of like riot like thing, because it's like, okay, you're upset for a reason, true, but at the same time, like, hold more people accountable. Like, I feel like they kind of just don't look to depth of the whole situation. Like, yes, Black lives do matter, but at the same time, like, we're our own biggest enemies most of the time. Like, I feel that amongst the Black community, you see so much hatred within that
You
community,
do within
and
themselves.
I feel like, yeah, they should address that as well. Like, I understand we do need to work as a unit, but not just when people are attacking us from another race. I
Yeah.
feel like when we're attacking
When
each
we're
other,
attacking each other.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, we should be able to build a community
Exactly.
where we're all helping each other out and not trying to worry about who's doing better than the next person. So, and sometimes some person may do more because they want more, because they give more, and another person may just want it for themselves. So I feel like if we just were able to get on one accord and not just protest against when people do us wrong, like people our color
Mm-hmm.
wrong, just protest against it all. The black
Right.
on black, the
Exactly.
gang activity, like the fathers who are going out here impregnating women, leaving them single mothers, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
protest
Yeah.
all the things going wrong within our community, and not just when white officers or someone of another race hurts one of our own.
I definitely agree to that because I was just talking to somebody about that. Like, Black Lives Matter started because of police brutality. Agreed, but Black Lives Matter, it can be way bigger than that. That's what I was basically telling them. Like, if they focus on fixing the black community a little bit better, where we're like not killing each other and stuff. Man, I know it's hard, but my whole thing is
Mm-hmm.
all of this shit is hard when it comes
Yeah.
to having to what's the name. And I feel like a protest might need to be towards Black Lives Matter because my whole thing is after this, like y'all don't dumb down, like y'all really dumb down, and I don't want to like say anything bad
Mm-hmm.
too much,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna speak
Mm-hmm.
my fucking mind because of the day I feel like at
Yeah.
the day y'all could be doing a lot more. Like it's too much black poverty out here, and it's too many black people
Mm-hmm.
now all of a sudden making money and stuff like that. Like, come on,
Mm-hmm.
it's just too much. If y'all should really say Black Lives Matter, then let's make it matter
Mm-hmm.
for real.
Right.
Let's not
Really.
just make it
Really.
matter when white people do something. Like let's make it
Mm-hmm.
matter all the time. So I agree exactly
Yeah.
with what you're saying because at the day
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people kind of shat away from that, and at the day it's like people like oh yeah, well this white guy killed this black dude, but then you turn around and you're beating up on black women, and you're beating up on black
Yeah.
men. You're not giving a
Yeah.
fuck about them. You're selling them shit
Mm-hmm.
that they don't need to be having. You're goddamn
Yeah.
fucking over them. You're stealing from them, but you have the
Mm-hmm.
nerve to sit up there and say something about something. So when it comes to that, I feel like black people act their ignorance a lot
Mm-hmm.
because. But I mean, if we go go a little deeper, and we go back into history, that was pinned on us to do that towards each other to get better credit. So I feel like right now, with Black Lives Matter, needs to kind to focus on how to dictate the black mind away from the white collar idea. You know what I'm saying? Why
Mm-hmm.
make sure it's not about how we see ourselves against anybody. It's more so it's what we look like in within who we are. Point blank period. Like as a black
Yeah.
community, how does the black community is outstanding, being outstanding and doing better in within their community now, because regardless of having to deal with what the white people think about us or what the Chinese think about us or anything like that. Fuck what they think about us. What do we think about ourselves? How are we going to do
Right.
better with the way we think about who we are? Because right now we have a lot of uneducated people who have not went to school. Like, why have we developed some type of way to get people back into to get their GEDs and stuff like that, and start forcing it onto our own black community instead of
Right.
having these people looking at us crazy? Why aren't we
Mm-hmm.
developing businesses only for black people? I mean, like, come on. I don't understand. Why aren't we just doing only black business like how they have? Like, you know how many times a black person go fill out an application and get denied just because they're black? No
Right.
person
Yeah.
I've ever heard as a white person get denied because they're white. Like, what? Did you
I'm
get
telling
denied
you.
because you're white, or because you just weren't qualified? Because I mean, that's the only way I can think of it. Like, people is
Absolutely.
not hiring white people. Like, come on now. Y'all come with good credit and all this stuff when you're born. Why can't we establish where we can have a baseline where you can help put money into building black people's credit up now so they can do better in their
Mm-hmm.
life? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
help the parts of a life that people talk and make fun of about us. Help build that
Mm-hmm.
better where they can't
Right.
say anything about it no more.
Right.
So I
Teach
definitely
financial
agree. I feel
literacy
like
at least.
yes, like please. I mean, they don't even teach that in school. But if you had just a black places where black people can come and be safe, our safe havens, like Black Lives Matter, I would think that they would have buildings where they're coming to build, and you can go into Black Lives Matter and you can go and they got jobs waiting for you. They got places for you to do what you need to do. People who all are like, yes, we're going to build our black people up. We're going to make sure our black people have something, regardless of what it is. And no, we're not going to pay them the lowest dollar. We're going to pay them top dollars. We're going to give them money so they can do better with their lives. And we're going to also keep our hearts in them to keep them going. You don't want to sell drugs. Matter of fact, if you want to sell drugs, how about make it where you can get a deal with California where it's not illegal anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we can
Yeah.
do so
Yeah.
many things. We can do so
Yeah.
many things to change a lot of the stuff that's going on. And I just feel like maybe I should go and be part of the Black Lives Matter, but honestly I feel like I'm all lives matter, because at the day I think about stuff a little bit deeper than it is. But I feel like what Black Lives Matter already been there. That's what I look for y'all to do. That's what I'm looking at in for Black Lives Matter. I'm not looking in Black Lives Matter to only be there where we get beat up and killed. I want y'all to be there every day, every second, making sure that every day something about this black community is getting better. And that's all I can say on that one though, because that one right there, that one gonna
Okay.
touch you.
Okay.
These people don't. These people always be so quick to be like, "Oh yeah, well, these people ever since then, and I hate when black people do that, or when they try to throw racists on white people. So fucking what, man? Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Because at the end of the day,
Right.
none of us here today was a slave. None of us. We the only
True.
ones who hold on to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We hold on to it because we don't. My whole thing is, don't hold a grudge onto something that you did not experience. Identify with what went on and learn from that situation to the point where they can't bring that back. They can't make it again. So what the fuck what were you stressing yourself on? Because they can't make that be. They can't make that be again. They're not gonna make us. They can't make us a slave. Come on now. Only thing they can do is do what they've been doing, making everybody a slave. A normal slave now. Now being a slave is just being a hard ass worker in America trying to pay your bills. Who? Okay. So now going on to the next part of this is, what part do you play in developing of America? I mean, I'll go ahead and go first because I mean, technically, this podcast that I'm doing, We the United, that I stopped season one. Y'all go look at season one of We the United. 6 episodes. Beautiful, beautiful episodes. It tells so many different things with so different communities, and we shed light. I want more people to come back in for season two. So if you're definitely interested after you listen to it, please hit me up on any other platforms that I tell you on the show. Please come and enjoy having your words being heard for season two of We the United. Also, all these talk shows that I do, I give it to these people, and I don't do it just for black people. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. I love my black community, but I don't do it just for black people. If you're a Caucasian, you can get on here. If you're Indian, you can get on here. If you're native, you can get on here because I'm native. I'm native and I'm black. So I'm a black native. That's what I am. This is my real life. This land that we stand on was my ancestors' land. So that's the reason why I feel the way, and I say the shit that I say about what it is and how it is. Because at the day, this is my shit. The fuck, yeah, this is my shit. Like you can't. This is my people with blood. It's all in this motherfucker. All these states and all these little countries and shit. All that shit is mine. It's mine. This is my country. This is. I don't know what to say else besides that. And I try to better people and give people minds to understand that we can all be united and we can all do better. No, it doesn't mean that we all have to like each other. No, that doesn't mean that we're all going to get along every time. But being united has nothing to do with your differences with each other. It's about taking the differences aside to be all together for one purpose, which is to be America and make sure that America is doing what it needs to do for all of the Americans, not just one, not just two, not just five, and not just a community, for every last one of us. And that's what unitedness is. It's for everybody to be united on the situation of making sure that everybody has some type of okayness in this country. And I feel like that's my part of developing America, is being that person to not only just have the platform, but also speak on it. All right, Lachey, you can answer the question. I'm sorry, I've been so
Okay, I'm sorry. You
busy.
want me to answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, what part do you play in the development of America? All these kids, they're gonna amount to something. I don't know exactly what, but it's potential, and I feel that um, I've always had it in my heart to go back and help the community, but I really want to go overseas. To be honest with you, like I feel like my heartstrings are tugged so hard by those children in those third world countries who are very very less fortunate, and they're so they're so sweet, they're so, like, I don't know, it's just my heart like breaks for them. I watched this documentary of some kids in India, and just the way they sacrificed so much, and they were so young and they were willing to risk their lives just to help bring food back to their home. And I felt so
Right.
bad because being so young and the circumstances they lived in, the conditions, it was it was inhumane to say the least. But just to see how much they found joy within that place that they lived in, do all of that, like
Yeah.
I just really want to give back to them, because I feel like there could be lawyers, there could be doctors, there could be so many different people who can make a difference in this world. They just need the opportunity, and I think that
Yeah.
we need to reach out to those people who are less fortunate in different countries. I mean, think about it. America's always going out to aid other countries and send them so many millions
Hmm.
and trillions of dollars. But what about us?
And
You
won't
know,
aid their own folks. But the only time they ever did it was the
well,
stimulus checks.
so I feel like, my heart is about helping the children really, and helping them to build a better future, no matter what that may be. Even if they feel like they didn't amount to what their parents want them to be or what they wanted to be, at least I can give them some start, like give them an opportunity to explore different options where there may have not been
Right.
many in the first place. But I definitely want to give back to those who are less fortunate. So, and in America, I feel like, to be honest, it's like one of the biggest scams. Like, we don't even have free healthcare. They give us so many things, and then the pharmacists who give those people drugs just to keep them coming back for more, who take their money. These people spend their life savings on getting this medication, and it's people around here who have the cure for this stuff, but they don't want to give it out, because what would America be if they didn't have people clinging to them and needing them for almost everything? And the richer they find ways to become richer, and it's like, forget the poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if they did more and stop being so greedy, I'd want to do more. I feel like it'll be a better place to live. But of course, America is America, the land of the
And
free.
that the land
Sometimes.
of the free.
Yeah. Right. Justice, wait, liberty and justice for all. Psych.
Liberty.
But yeah, so I feel like my part that I play in the development of America is teaching my kids to be better than what America is teaching us to be, or has taught us to be. And be bigger than America. Make a world difference. Like, don't just stop in America.
Yeah. And that's good though, that you said that, because a lot of people don't look at that. Like, you have these children, and honestly, it's just speaking of the younger Americans nowadays, like they're really shot off from being the things that probably caused World War III, fucking with the way that people
Oh, these kids.
fucking with, fucking with,
What?
with how these kids is nowadays. Like, come on, and then but they locking so many of them up. All these kids are doing so many adult like things. They want to be adults so fast. I mean, they might just be the reckoning of the America because of the way of that. And like you said, teach my child how to be an American. And a lot of people don't do that. And a lot of people don't make that the idea to realize that, yeah, of course, American is everyone as one of us here, but to be an outstanding American is to also, like I said, to know your rights, to know what you stand for, to know where we came from, to know how to be in the world. Because at the day, a lot of people will walk out and their kids don't know what to do. Only thing they can do is go Google this, Google that, Google this, Google this, Google that, Google. You should already have the type of sense of mindset of how you is or how you're going to be as an American in the United States. Like, I mean, we have so many variations of American to the point where you can really be anybody you want to be now, as long as the drive and the situation is set up for you. So to start your child off with that development to understand the scam, like you said, the scam that's going on, that's what you need to be teaching your kids. You need to be teaching your kids the shit that will fuck them up if they don't do this right. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that we need to be teaching these young kids now, not how to pop their pussies and uh how to damn twerk and how to do a TikTok. It needs to
Right.
be more of a structure, because right now all they're thinking about is TikTok. All they're thinking about is Facebook. All they're thinking about is social media. Being,
Absolutely.
I want to
Mhm.
be a star. I want to do this. I want to do
Mhm.
that. No, how many doctors are we going to have? How many doctors are we going to have when we get old and we're 60 some years old and everybody start passing along? How many of these little kids is going to be, how many people are going to have kids that actually make something of this world? And I feel like when it comes to professionalism in this world, a lot of people bypass the things that make sense, like the pharmacists, like nurses, like um just people who drive school buses, people who drive, the normal jobs that most of the kids don't even think about until they get older and they realize that they can't get any other job but these jobs. You know what I'm saying? These jobs need to be pushed and put into kids' minds. Like, I mean, a mailman, you know what I'm saying? These things go on. These are jobs that's gonna always be here. You know what I'm saying? Not working in a warehouse. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, those type of jobs, I feel like can go start going to robots at a certain period of time of us growing up. Those things gonna get taken away from us. So teach your children how to be more utilizable. And honestly, I feel like my child is gonna know how to do everything on their own, because if I just up and leave here, you know what I'm saying, then they'll be able to sustain. All your kids should know how to cook. Your kids should know how to feed themselves and stop eating all this fast food outside of the fucking place where you don't know what these people putting this shit in there. They could be killing you. You don't know. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they aren't. But I can say that you don't know. You will never know. And it's shit that you don't know. You have to protect your kids from that. So yeah, I definitely feel like developing your children mindsets is a way to develop America because that is our upcoming generation. Um, I love it. And this is our last question of the night, y'all.
Mhm.
And the question is, what question do you want to ask America? I know that's a good question. Like, what do I want to ask y'all?
Who was it that said? Uncle Sam said, "Don't ask what it is that you can do. Don't ask what it is America could do for you, but what it is that you could do for America. America, what can you do for me?"
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Because honestly, America, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? Because America, but technically, I get why they say that though, because we are America. But America, what can you do for me? Because I know what I can do for myself. And I know what the people around me are doing for me. But I know one thing, America ain't doing for me. The whole America ain't doing for me. So what can the whole America do to make me feel like I am a person? I am a civilized citizen. I am here to stay. I'm able to what can America do for me to stop me from going against America? Can America do for me to stop me from allowing people to stop to talk shit about America? Because I'm American? Is that the only thing that you can give me? Is that I'm American? Because one thing I feel like the government don't really give a fuck about us because they're all Americans who are just trying to stay on the top and trying to stay in control. So they're not caring. You're not doing nothing for me because you're in control. That's not doing shit for me. Hell, you trying to take away my fucking rights. So what are you? And then all these business owners and stuff like that, they barely want to give people jobs. And the ones that they do want to give jobs, they want to give people jobs where they either have to pay you less and stuff like that. Like, first of all, speaking of that, nowhere right now is paying enough. A minimum wage is paying enough to sustain as one person. I don't understand that shit. It shit doesn't make sense, and I feel like that is fucked up because when we do minimum wage, it should apply to me being able to handle my business by myself. I should not have to date somebody. I should not have to go and have all these different appliances. I should be able to go to a regular job that I'm working hard for and get a check that is able to sustain in America. Not have to go work 8-5 jobs, not 17 jobs for me to goddamn have to keep up. And then I'm losing my brain trying to figure out why everything still keeps going up, but my check ain't.
I swear, I was gonna speak on that because why is gas going up? Why is food going up so high? Why is the cost of living so high? But our minimum wage is not
And the
raising at
check
all.
ain't.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was so
and
pissed because I'm like,
check
I
still look the
shouldn't have
same
to depend on right. Because I'm like, so
because
you
of
mean to
those
tell
damn
me
stimmies.
that I have to go out and I have to work 2 or 3 different jobs just to have a home that I can't live in
Just to have
because
a
I'm
home
working trying to
that you
take care
can't even
of?
live in because you
That
got to
don't make
work
sense.
the whole time.
Then I don't have time for my kids. So like, what good
If
is
I
really
can't
trying to
make
have anything?
if I can't make a living working a normal 8-hour shift, or well, a 9-hour shift because they usually give you. If I can't make a living working a 9-hour shift for a whole fucking week, putting 40 hours in because that's the criteria. If that criteria does not match for a whole month for me to be able to go get the cheapest fucking apartment, then that's something wrong. Something's really wrong with it. If I can't, if it should be no reason why the lowest paying job cannot get you the lowest paying fucking house.
I totally agree. You know what? I saw this black woman. I didn't even look at the whole post, but it was a black woman who owns an apartment complex. I don't know if it's in Georgia, but she gave her tenants a free month of rent for the Christmas holiday. And
Mm,
I aspire to be something
mm.
like that or something close because God knows we need more people like that. Like you pay your bills all the time. They
Yeah,
don't say, hey, you know what, y'all been great. Here, take a month off. Oh, you behind this
yeah,
time? We'll
shit.
excuse it. You've been so good about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us a break. Everything, like you said, is going up. They act like they're renting to rocket scientists or something. Like, you mean to tell me I gotta make $6,000 a month just to rent a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment? Like, and let's not talk about the prices of gas going up every other day. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like the
And
system
then
needs to be
healthcare.
changed because, but yeah, like don't fuck around and get sick. Oh, don't get sick and working and stuff because now I have to go to work sick because ain't nowhere in hell possibly. And my whole thing is, it's a level shift because of more people have been making more money due to all these stimulus checks and all the stuff that they gave out all this time. People have started new businesses up as well as business has failed. They started new businesses up. So now they have to try to take a little bit more of the control by boosting stuff up to make more property because with them having more property, they have it in their hands. They have more control with the more of the poor when there's more poor people. Well, if there's less poor people, then now they don't have that much control because now who can dictate what? They can't dictate shit. So now they have to have the population curve where there's more poor, and because the majority of the world is in middle class now, and it's not that many low poverty people. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. It's a lot of people in middle class now because middle class form what middle class really is now. Middle class, I think it was like what 40. I think it's like 40,000 to something ish. You know, say lower class is 40 under. I think it's up to I think I want to say 80,000 or something. 40 to 80 is middle class. 40 to 80 is middle class, and now they're trying to make it seem like they got to boost it up, where middle class is going to be above 40. So now, if you're making 50,000 or less, you're technically poverty. That's how they're trying to make it by boosting these prices up. And you have to realize that people have to keep their minds open that this is more of a control mechanism to keep people in different levels of class because everybody can't be rich because then nobody will be poor. It don't make sense, but it does. Nobody will be aspiring to do anything if there's nobody doing it. Well, I thank you so much for coming on and everybody who came on, all my viewers, everybody who paid attention, everybody who took something from this. I appreciate y'all. Yes, this is all my friends. And I told y'all these conversations get a little bit more deeper because this is me personally talking to people who I actually identify as friends, who we actually can have this type of conversations on the phone all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And we can talk about shit like this all day. And these are the conversations that we do have. And I just wanted to do a platform for it because I feel like a lot of times people do need to hear these type of things. And we need to bring it out. America, my question to y'all is when are y'all going to realize that it takes us, the whole United States, to make a change? Not just a president, not just a government. It takes every last one of us to make this change. And on that, I definitely will end it off with my famous Amos intro outro. So, like I said, thank you,
I know
Spotify.
that you are my friend. We can be the best even at bad times. I miss
Thank you,
you,
Twitch.
you
Thank you,
miss
Facebook.
me.
Thank you,
Oh my
Lachey,
gosh,
for
oh
ending
my
the show with
friend,
me. I appreciate
oh my
everybody.
friend, oh my friends,
Hey,
yeah, oh
hey,
my friend,
ah,
oh my friends,
hey,
yeah.
mm,
I miss
mm,
you, you miss me.
hey.
Oh my
Thanks again for
gosh,
Oh
having
my
me.
oh my
God.
friend.
You're so welcome. Mm.
I know that you are my friend. We can be the best even at bad times. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends. All my friends, all my friends, yeah. All my friends, yeah. I miss you, you miss me. Oh my gosh, all my friends.
All right, and I have to go end it off with the outro in this ting ting ting, you know.